Hey folks, this is Rhykker, and today we got the reveal of Diablo 4 Season 1, along with details during a live stream, plus we also got some extra details on the website that was posted just after the live stream, so in this video we're going to go over everything that we have learned. So first off, the structure of the live stream actually started off with about, I think it was 20 minutes, talking about Diablo Immortal that got a new class. We'll briefly touch upon that at the end of this video, but basically they just generally said that they want to do more of these live streams for the Diablo franchise in general, and Season 29 of Diablo 3 will be getting one of these live streams in the near-ish future. If I had to guess, it would be after Season 1 of Diablo 4 is underway. But as for Diablo 4, we first learned that later today, patch 1.04 for Diablo 4 will go live along with patch notes. I'll have a separate video about that. As of right now, the patch notes and the patch have not gone live. It's not going to be as chunky of a patch as the last one, patch 1.03, but it will have some gameplay adjustments to rewards, such as Helltide chests will now be able to drop uniques. Previously, apparently they could not. They also explained that they're going to be getting into a more steady rhythm of updates. They were putting out patches very fast after the game released, but they want to get to a state where they're not just putting out emergency patches. Players can expect a certain cadence so that you're not like, oh man, like I just started this build and now it got nerfed. Unless there's an emergency, of course, some kind of game-breaking exploit or something, then they will need to issue a patch more rapidly. But Season 1 of Diablo 4, that's what we're all here for. It was revealed to be the Season of the Malignant. And the season begins on July 20th. Now, the seasonal content takes place after the campaign. You have to finish the campaign to get access to any seasonal mechanics. And it revolves around this corruption after the events of the campaign that has been spreading throughout the world of Sanctuary. There'll be a whole plot that you're following with a new NPC called Corman, who's an ex-priest of the Cathedral of Light. He's investigating this corruption, he seeks us out for help, and there should be some storyline to follow along throughout the seasonal mechanics. But basically, there's going to be monsters that you encounter. Elite's champions have a chance as spawning as a malignant version of said monster. You kill that monster, and it's going to leave behind a heart. You can then start a ritual to harness the power of that heart, and that's going to make the monster respawn as a much more powerful, super malignant, I guess, version of this monster. It's going to empower monsters around it, basically to present you with a very challenging fight. And once you defeat the monster the second time, that's when it's going to drop something that you can harvest and use. And that's going to be called a caged heart. A caged heart is an item that you can put into jewelry sockets, so rings or amulets. A caged heart has some kind of power similar to a legendary item, and it should be on a power level about on par to even a bit stronger than a legendary aspect. And the intent with these is to enable and facilitate new and powerful builds. So there will be a total of 32 new Malignant Heart powers. The thing is, every heart has a color associated with it. There are 3 potential colors, and every jewelry socket in Season 1 will automatically have randomly one of 3 colors. It is impossible to get a socket that does not have a color. So if you get a red socket, you have to put a red heart into that socket for argument's sake. So you always have to color match the color of the heart to the color of the socket. Now there's a 4th type of heart that is a lot rarer, and that one can go into any color socket. Apparently though, you're not going to just always want to hunt for the color agnostic heart, so apparently it's just some hearts that can roll as color agnostic. They said that in any given build you might want 1 or 2 max color agnostic hearts. On higher world tiers, you'll get better versions of these hearts dropping, but you can always break down existing hearts into materials that you can then use for other reasons. More on that in a bit. So again, everywhere in the world, anytime you find an elite, it has a chance to be a malignant enemy. But if you want to be a little bit more deterministic in hunting these things, you could specifically look for malignant tunnels. Sounds like malignant tunnels are either cellars or dungeons. They'll be in fixed places in the world you can go to deterministically, and they're going to have within them more malignant monsters than usual. And at the end of a malignant tunnel, there's going to be some kind of a growth, a malignant mass. And that's where you can actually get some determinism in seeking what kind of malignant heart you're looking for. So Remember that with those Malignant Hearts that you're not using anymore, either because you got better ones or because you just don't need them, you're always churning those out, breaking them down into crafting materials. With those materials, you can craft an Invoker, and an Invoker is something that allows you to interact with the Malignant mass and select specifically what color heart you want to drop. That'll then basically get to choose what color boss fight you end up fighting at the end of this Malignant tunnel to get the color heart that you're looking for. Then along with this comes a new boss, likely the capstone of the story, Varshan the Consumed. And that altogether is the season mechanic. So this stuff will only be available if you are playing season. However, in addition to this new content, we're also getting new uniques and new aspects, and those will be available on non-season, on the Eternal Realm. There's going to be 6 new unique items and 7 new legendary aspects. Of course, there's also going to be a patch that includes balance changes and potential quality of life stuff. That as well will come both to season and Eternal. Now, while season starts on July 20th, the patch actually goes live on the 18th of July. So on the 18th of July, all the balance changes, the new uniques, and the new aspects will all come to the game. So whether you're playing Eternal Realm or you just want to get a little bit of practice in, maybe start theory crafting builds for the new season, you got a couple days to do that. Play around with the new toys. Now, on top of the seasonal mechanic, there's also the season journey. This is again something just for season. It's been confirmed that there's nothing that you can do on your Eternal, on your non-season character to progress the season journey, but it's part of the season journey. That'll tie into the battle pass. That'll tie into those season exclusive cosmetics. But first, just the season journey itself, dissociated from the battle pass. You got 7 chapters of objectives to progress through. To complete a chapter, you have to complete some subset of the objectives of that chapter. So you can pick and choose what you want to do. If you hate a certain activity, you don't have to do that. And the season journey unlocks item rewards, unlocks aspects that you normally can't get through the Codex of Power. So the new aspects that they're adding with the patch, you'll generally be able to get those through the season journey. Season journey is completely free for all players, and some of what you get on the season journey is stuff called favor, and that favor will help progress you along the battle pass. The battle pass, again, free for everyone. You progress along the battle pass by gaining favor. You can also just gain favor by just playing the game regularly. You don't have to do the objectives, just killing monsters, doing whispers, whatever you're doing in the game as part of normal play will earn you favor to progress along the battle pass. So even if you're playing through the campaign and you're not having access to the season mechanic, the Malignant stuff, you're still going to be gaining favor on your battle pass. If you want to pay for the premium battle pass, then on the premium track you get a lot of cosmetics, and only cosmetics. That's the only thing you get on the paid premium battle pass, just cosmetic unlocks. You also get some cosmetics on the free pass. So there's 27 free tiers on the battle pass, and as part of these free tiers, you are getting something called Smoldering Ashes. And you can use these free Smoldering Ashes on the seasonal blessings. Seasonal blessings do give your characters advantages. This can be an XP buff, it could be longer elixir duration, and even if you buy a tier skip on the battle pass to just jump ahead to a higher level, there's still going to be some minimum character level needed to activate these blessings. So the first one is tier 8 required, and you need a level 40 character. So things that you'll get through the season journey include, again, those new legendary aspects, you'll get a mastery title, and you'll also at the end of the season journey get a Scroll of Amnesia, which gives you a free skill tree and Paragon board reset. And you can always hold this and bring it into the Eternal Realm once the season ends if you want to reroll one of your Eternal characters, for instance. Now, as a recap on the Renown system and where we are with what you need to do again for Season 1, what you don't need to do. Again, if you've done Campaign, you never have to do Campaign again. If you've done Altars of Lilith, you never have to do Altars of Lilith again. And that includes for the Renown. So whatever Renown that you've accumulated, you're going to start off the season with that amount of renown that you got for Altars of Lilith, plus for areas discovered. So, things that you want to do right now, discover all areas of the map, because the Fog of War will be revealed at the start of Season 1. So you don't have to reveal the map, you don't have to get that renown again. So you'll be starting, if you've gotten all the map revealed and all Altars of Lilith in every zone, then your renown in every zone will be enough to get the first 2 Renown objectives and halfway through the 3rd Renown tier. So that means as soon as Season 1 starts, fresh new character, you can instantly get those first 2 Renown tiers and be well on your way into the 3rd. The only thing you'll need to ensure you do, however, before Season goes live, once the patch goes live on July 18th, you want to just log in with whatever characters you have that have Renown Progress, Altars of Lilith, Map Discovery, in order to let that propagate throughout your whole account. So you technically don't have to do this before the season starts. You do want to do it though, but at any point, could be after season starts, anytime you log into your character, you actually enter game with a character, that character's progress is propagated across all your other characters. Again, that's beginning with a patch on July 18th. Also, all transmogs will carry into season, so that's all regular transmogs you get for salvaging gear, plus any cosmetics you've purchased, those will all carry over into season. If you've done the campaign one time, you never have to do the campaign again. You always have the option to skip campaign. The horse, whenever you unlock the horse, that's going to be unlocked across all your characters. Seasons will be lasting a minimum of 12 weeks. Sometimes will be a little bit longer. As of right now, it looks like Season 1 will be ending in 102 days, so that would give us a date of October 30th. Again, Season 1 begins on July 20th, and it's going to be at 10 a.m. Pacific. And you do have to create a new character. Currently no word on rebirthing characters. And if you're unhappy with having to make a new character in order to experience the seasonal mechanics, then I encourage you to check out this video here in which I talk about how I used to also hate the idea of having to start fresh and what made me a believer. And the devs did reiterate that if a season mechanic is particularly successful, they reserve the right to bring it back in the future in some way, but by default, the season mechanic just stays for the season and then goes away, and that's just to keep power in check, stop things from getting crazy out of control and crazy broken with different combinations that just become completely OP. Already, from what we're hearing about the seasonal mechanic, we're getting 3 new legendary aspects that we can stack on our builds that are going to be better than the average legendary aspect, so that's already power creep. So if something like that happens every season, then within a year, things will be absolutely out of control. But it does mean that you're going to have a faster time leveling in a season than you did pre-season. That progress is all going to go faster for a few reasons. One, you're starting off with 2 of your tiers of Renown already done, so you're starting off with a bunch more power. You're going to be able to earn through the battle pass more power, the season pass, no, the battle pass, more power, the free battle pass, again, more power, faster leveling, and then just the season mechanic, engaging with that, more power that you're going to be able to easily stack onto your character. This is all going to snowball together into a faster leveling journey, and a different leveling journey. New builds are going to be enabled with these new combinations. So that covers the Diablo 4 stuff. Now just real briefly, Diablo Immortal revealed their new class, the Blood Knight. Yes, it was data mined like a year ago, but it is confirmed to be coming, and it's really cool. We got a full CGI cinematic. The Blood Knight can transform into some kind of vampire abomination creature. That's going to release for free into Diablo Immortal on July 13th. It's very Transylvanian, it's very Count Dracula, it's very Castlevania. We get the whole pipe organ, musical stings. It's a polearm wielding class that also has that transformational aspect, and the lore that ties into all of Diablo and potential future Diablo games as well calls back to the vampires we've had all the way back in Diablo 2. Vampires have always been a thing in Diablo. They're not traditional vampires. They're weird looking monsters, but we got them in Diablo 2, we got them in Diablo 4. And so sometimes when vampires bite people, they turn them into thralls, vampiric minions under their control. And so a Blood Knight is one such thrall that has undergone some ritual to stop the process. So they have all the powers of the vampire. They're like Blade. They're a daywalker. They're not being controlled by vampires, but they have their powers, and well, it's just a matter of time before they turn, however. So they're constantly keeping that at bay. They know that one day it's just a matter of time before they do. It could be tomorrow, it could be in 1,000 years, but it will eventually happen. And so they've made a pledge to use the time that they have to fight back the darkness. So every Blood Knight carries some kind of doodad, some kind of phylactery thing on a chain. This is their lifeline. This is what keeps them from transforming all the way. And I just want to call attention to this joke that Rod made when talking about this lifeline.
That keepsake that you saw in our cinematic character's right hand, the little thing on the chain.
Oh, the chain, yeah.
Yeah, that's basically their lifeline. So like
a link to their past.
Yeah. It's got a memento within of the last place that they were kind of truly human.
Right.
So
like a link to their past.
Really? Y'all gonna do Rod dirty like that? Not even a smile? Not even a crack and a grin there? That was a solid Zelda reference. Come on. I liked the joke, Rod. I liked the joke. And that's going to wrap up this video. But as a reminder, stay tuned for another video on the upcoming patch notes for Diablo 4. Thanks for watching. Special thanks to my Twitch, Patreon, and YouTube supporters for making these videos possible. If you enjoyed this video, please share it, check out these other videos, and subscribe to join Rhykker's Raiders for more Diablo content.